remarkable, historic, painful, controversial, and maybe not constitutional. But today, pension reform passed both houses.
We have a financial tumor growing in the United States created by the public sector unions.
Scott Walker did it. We've got to take on the power of the government union bosses.
Illinoisans are waking up to a new governor-elect this morning.
Republican Bruce Rauner is the new governor-elect of Illinois.
The Supreme Court's going to take up an important labor case in its new term. That ruling could have some pretty devastating consequences for public sector unions.
Pontiac prison guards say the Illinois General Assembly needs to come up with their back pay. A couple dozen of them armed with signs protesting outside Pontiac prison today. That took place as a handful of state legislators toured the prison.
At AFSCME Local 1028 headquarters in Joliet tonight, the signs of an impending strike.
These Will County employees have told me that they're willing to stay here every single day until they can make sure they get a fair contract.
I stand here today as a single mom, and I watch the support that we have out here, and I know that I'm not alone.
The county and AFSCME Local 1028 have signed a tentative agreement as workers return to their jobs. The agreement comes after a 2-week strike and over 1 year of negotiation.
We are in downtown Rockford right now, where Winnebago County employees are here protesting about fair pay.
Workers marched in front of the Cook County Administration Building downtown. They want Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle to end a year and a half of negotiations by settling a contract with AFSCME, their union.
About 1,000 union members joined cab drivers for an afternoon rally across from City Hall to show the support for higher wages and better working conditions.
Sisters and brothers, this is 2014, and we have 15,000 workers in this city who are being treated as though it's 1814 or 1914, and we're not going to stand for it another minute.
Together, workers, parents, and patients are urging the General Assembly to raise the workers' starting pay from $9.35 to $13 an hour. However, the low pay makes it hard for workers like Wilson to support their families.
It's very difficult because I only make $10.51. I've been in my job for 2 years.
Workers say they deserve to be treated fairly, so they put that message on paper and walked it on over to the president's office.
For me personally, I would lose my house. My husband is on my insurance, and to increase that for us, it would be impossible.
Deborah Powell has been a 311 operator for 10 years. She says she was surprised and devastated by the mayor's proposal to outsource operations.
I think the mayor should invest in what he already has, which, are knowledgeable, experienced operators who live and work in the city.
State workers and those retired sued the state for changes made to their benefits.
One by one, these city workers offered their story, how they've contributed 9% of their pay every 2 weeks for years for their pension. But the city hasn't matched those funds. The city and state lawmakers, though, have a bullseye on making changes to these retirees' checks.
Dozens of pensioners and state employees gathered after the hearing, imploring the court to do the right thing.
And working people like me who earn a modest pension shouldn't be punished for the failures of politicians.
From the Illinois Supreme Court today, overturning the pension reform law.
Lawmakers cannot change retiree benefits or pension promises made to current employees.
It's a big win for retirees and labor groups. It's a big loss for Governor Rauner, state lawmakers, and Rahm Emanuel.
Illinois is in a state of high anxiety. The budget problems here are looming and many people are fearing the worst.
Unions representing state workers are angry, advocates for the poor are anxious, and the politicians, they're AWOL.
He's marching down a road, trying to hold up his agenda, but holding hostage those most vulnerable in the state of Illinois.
Hardin County residents gather for one last fight to keep the county work camp open.
Unions representing thousands of state workers are looking to get a legal jump on Governor Rauner's pledge to lay off state employees. Union representatives say the cuts would take a huge toll on workers in the Department of Natural Resources, for example, those at the World Shooting Complex and state museums.
Save our museum! Save our museum! Save our museum!
They help care for state kids who find themselves in difficult family situations.
But today they took to the streets of Rockford, Freeport, and other state-line cities.
State employees rally outside of the Georgie building with signs saying, "We protect the children and fair contract now." State employees say since Rauner's been in office, he's proposed budget cuts that are harmful for children, seniors, and middle-class families.
I do this work because I truly believe in the mission of protecting children and doing what's best for them, and the fact that that appears to be so undervalued by our governor is a very frustrating situation to be in.
Now's the time for unity!
This sidewalk rally shows how the Springfield stalemate hits close to home.
We don't want to shut down or a lockout or a strike. We want to keep providing services to the citizens of Illinois.
Our proposals are extremely modest. We're not asking for a whole lot, but we're asking for a fair contract.
AFSCME is negotiating with the governor, and they say so far conversations have gone south.
And we're just not convinced that the governor wants to work with us fairly.
The governor's office is not denying the possibility of using both retirees and even the National Guard if they need to.
To see the governor out there trying to recruit strikebreakers suggests that he wants confrontation, he wants a crisis, he wants disruption. And we think that's wrong.
Debate over Illinois' future isn't just happening at the Capitol, it's going on in council meetings across the state. They're all talking about Bruce Rauner's turnaround agenda.
The governor wants to restrict the power unions have by limiting how they collect dues.
Rauner's agenda is to destroy unions. I mean, just to eradicate us.
Union workers across the state have been protesting against Governor Rauner's right-to-work proposal.
This is not a corporate takeover. This is public service.
Today, dozens of people gathered outside the I Hotel to protest. They believe that Rauner's right-to-work plan is really just a way for him to break up union.
Last Thursday, the county board tried to meet, but over 400 union members masked that meeting. It was canceled until tonight to accommodate everyone. Laborers say the governor's resolution cuts wages and hurts union members' rights.
House Speaker Mike Madigan has called a series of votes on several of Rauner's ideas based on the governor's talking points. Those ideas have gone down in flames, including right to work.
Labor unions are more united than ever.
When we fight, we win. That's the model we live by, and we're going to continue to do it on a daily basis.